The atmosphere at the Stone family home becomes warm, lively, and unexpectedly humorous as several generations gather together. Old Madam York, proud matriarch of the York family, arrives with some of her grandchildren, and the visit quickly turns into an amusing blend of family bonding, gentle teasing, and much to the younger generation's embarrassment, matchmaking. Zachary, one of the York grandsons, finds himself the target of his grandmother's familiar jokes. She has a habit of calling her grandsons pigs, a name that no one takes seriously, but everyone finds entertaining. Despite her teasing, the deep affection she holds for her grandchildren is evident in every glance and every word. Across the room, Bianca, a young woman in her 20s, enters the old lady's radar. Silver Fox, her master and guardian, jokingly complains about Bianca's refusal to rush into marriage and how she prefers choosing a partner for him instead of finding one for herself. Their banter sparks an idea in old Madame York, whose matchmaking instincts ignite instantly. She takes a liking to Bianca and considers her a good fit for Evan, her grandson. However, Evan has his own quiet struggles. Though once encouraged to pursue Abby, he accepted that genuine feelings cannot be forced. Not wanting to hurt Abby or complicate relations between their families, he chose honesty over pretenses. His heart is drawn elsewhere, and he is content letting his grandmother tease him about being stubborn. Still, old Madame York insists on exploring possibilities for Bianca. She even considers pairing Bianca with her other grandsons, River or Alex, if Bianca doesn't mind the age differences. Bianca politely expresses her preference for someone slightly older or at least close in age, as she wants a partner, not someone who feels like a younger brother. The room fills with laughter as the gathering begins to resemble an informal matchmaking event. The older generation delights in the opportunity to tease and lightly pressure the younger ones, while the young adults exchange silent, helpless glances. Old Madame York later shifts the attention to introducing her grandchildren properly to old Mr. Jimenez, an elderly man with a rich history intertwined with the older generation. He studies each of the York grandchildren with admiration, impressed by their upbringing and character. This moment fills old Madame York with pride. There is nothing she cherishes more than the success and happiness of her nine grandchildren. She often imagines the day they all settle down with families of their own, believing she could leave the world joyfully once that day comes. As the conversations continue, the eyes of old Mr. Jimenez fall on little Sony, Serenity's nephew. Sony sits quietly in Serenity's arms, observing the gathering with innocent curiosity. His presence warms the room. Old Mr. Jimenez is suddenly transported to the past as Sony's appearance reminds him vividly of Miss Harlow, a beloved child from his earlier years. The resemblance stirs tender memories, scenes of a playful little girl asking him to lift her, laughing as he spun her around in the yard, pretending she could fly. Moved by nostalgia and affection, he welcomes Sonia into his arms. Though his hands tremble slightly with age, Sonia instinctively understands the old man's frailty. With gentle awareness, he reassures the elder in his own simple way, offering to sit beside him if holding him becomes tiring. This small gesture melts the old man's heart. In Sony, he sees both the innocence of youth and the echoes of someone he once cherished deeply. The gathering concludes with warmth, laughter, and the deep bonds that connect generations, where memories of the past blend with hopes for the future, and where family, in its many forms, remains the center of everything.